All right.
But anyways, it's my
Round
turn
two.
to ask. Well, let's start off. How do you want to start this off from now on?
Ah.
You want to do a cheers?
Yeah, just start off and start talking. Cheers. This video is brought to you by an unnamed beer. But let's just say it sounds like it belongs in Asia somewhere.
It rhymes with Ling Lang.
Yeah. So, but yeah, what I was going to tell you about Goggins for the past 2 weeks now. I keep forgetting. What better time to tell you, right?
Yeah.
So, he does this live stream on Instagram. And I think it's his wife recording.
Mm-hmm.
And he does these...
Even on the runs? Or is it just like in general,
Yeah.
she's the lady? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's always been her.
Okay.
Like, I'm a huge fanboy, as you can tell. But in the previous videos he used to put up, there would be nobody, like, talking. It was just, like, a cameraman.
Okay.
Yeah. But now she, like, talks and stuff, and we'll, like, ask him questions, like, what people want to know about him.
Okay.
But he was doing this live stream, like, it was probably like, over 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
And he was doing book signing. And, yeah, he's got this giant stack of his books. Have you read that, right?
His book?
Yeah,
I
Can't
bought
Hurt
it.
Me?
I have yet to listen to it.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought it because I knew it would be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read it. I didn't do the audiobook, but apparently he narrates the audiobook.
That's good. That's something that Joe talks about.
Yeah.
That I like is that
Yeah.
the author narrates it, unless it's like, I think he said a fantasy book, which I don't read fucking fantasy books anyways. I'm usually
Fantasy
like a
book.
nonfiction.
Hmm.
Yeah, just pretty much anything like, imagine someone reading Star Wars, like the actual narrator. Like that's something where you need, like, if you're going to do a fantasy book, you need to have fantasy characters. You can't have the author, you know?
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like making a cartoon. You don't want it to be all the same voice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because if you had, SpongeBob,
Just all SpongeBob?
narrating a book about SpongeBob, I think I would want the creator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, a book about Star Wars, you would want like George Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so he's doing this live stream, and he's got this mountain of books, and he's signing it. And I guess on Instagram, you can do this thing where you like call in to the live stream.
Okay.
And you have to like request to join. It's like a FaceTime call.
Yeah,
basically.
and they just hit accept or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
And when they hit accept, they pop in, and now you can see both the people.
That's badass.
And it's always people like, "Hey man, I love you." Da 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 da. Well, this one guy came in. This is something I thought was interesting, but another thing was really funny. So the interesting dude, he comes in. He's like from Africa. That's pretty funny because he was talking, and the way she's filming him signing the books, he can't see the screen, so you can just hear him.
Okay.
But he'll like look up and be like talking to a phone, but nobody because he can't see.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this dude from Africa, and obviously he sounds African, and Goggins is like, "Man, where the fuck you from?" He's like, "Man, you sound like you're from blah, blah." I can't remember exactly what he said, but he was commenting on his like
where he possibly could be
from. But this guy's like asking him some stuff, and then he asks him, "Why do you always shave your head?" And I was like, "Oh, that's actually kind of interesting because he's one of those guys that just shaves his head, not because he needs to, because he's losing his hair. I don't think he's losing his hair.
Yeah.
It's like he could grow.
I think in his old pictures when he was like a big boy, he was bald then too. I don't think he's ever had hair.
Oh, really?
I mean, maybe he has, but he's just maybe always shaved it too.
I saw this picture of him when he was still in the SEALs, and he had a beard and everything.
I didn't see
He was
that.
holding I think he was holding an M60 machine gun.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
He's a big dude back then, even before he started really losing the weight.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy asked me, he's like, "Why do you shave your head?" And he said, "Well, I hate shaving, but I do it because I hate it. Because it's like one of those conquering your, what's his ideologies? Conquering your inner bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, conquering your inner bitch. And then,
don't let your mind determine what you're going to do.
yeah, it's like, oh, I hate shaving, so I'm just not going to shave my head. But he does it because he hates it. So I thought it was pretty interesting. But then these other people call in, and she answers it, and all you see is this like, I think they said they were 20. I think it's some 20-year-old dude sitting there with his phone, he's holding his phone, and he's like this.
They're just standing there quiet.
Just sitting there, and his wife is like, "Hey, hello, you're on," and he's like, "Oh, hello. We didn't think we're gonna get in. And he was like, hey guys, come here. Look, we're on. He like called his friends over. And it was like 3 of these other dudes. And then she was like, Goggins' wife was like, do you guys have any questions? Or like, because they're just sitting there like not really saying anything.
Yeah.
The point is like to ask questions to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, no, not. Actually, we're about to go to the gym. Can you give us like some motivation? And she goes, David, they want you to give them some motivation. He goes, all right, motherfuckers. He stands up. He goes, all right, all y'all get the fuck down. he's like, you want some motivation? Here it is. And he's like, he bangs out like 15 push-ups.
Yeah.
And they're doing them too. And he's like counting and they're counting.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this guy just took control of these 20-year-olds like across the country. Yeah, I just thought it was so funny. He was like, oh yeah? He was like, oh, is he going to say something like inspirational and motivating? He was like, get the fuck up. He was like commanding these kids. It was pretty funny.
That's awesome. Were they like, hell yeah, man? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, they loved it. And then she like ended the call. But this guy could be a comedian, dude. I was watching these other videos before he came over. You know who Cam Haines is?
I don't think I do.
Cameron Haines.
Mm-mm.
So he's kind of like, he's a Goggins equivalent. He's a bow hunter.
Okay.
And he does like these crazy workouts just like him. He's older than him though. I think he's like 50 or close to it. His son beat Goggins pull-up record. You remember how he set that pull-up record?
What was that record? It was ridiculous, like 16,000, or am I wrong?
I can't remember exactly. It was
Because it was a 24-hour period was a thing, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was a ton. But Cam Haines' son beat his pull-up record, and then everybody, when he did, it wasn't too long ago either. I think Rogan shared it on his Instagram or something, and everybody was like, "Oh shit, what's Goggins gonna do now?" Oh. And everybody's, I guess, speculating that he's gonna come back and then smoke his pull-up record or something.
Yeah,
to take the title back. But yeah, so this video was posted like 2 weeks ago. It's them working out in Vegas. So Goggins and Cameron Haines, they're just working out some public gym in Vegas. And there's this popular video that went around of it was a day that it was basically Cameron Haines and David Goggins hang out for a day, one of those, which it sounds like the least amount of fun possible.
Like a vlog almost?
No, it wasn't a vlog. I think they recorded it. But like, that's just like an ultimate fuckery fest. You're going to be running like 40 miles. Dude, it just sounds like no fun. Yeah. So you get these two guys together, these two crazy guys, and you put them next to each other and get them running. Like, who's going to die? Because that's what it's going to come down to. But in that video that was uploaded a good while back, they like hang out for a day, and Cam Haines, he's a bow hunter, and he was showing Goggins how to shoot a bow and everything. So they woke up, did like a 30-mile run, came back, shot or worked out, did like a full workout in a public gym. Yeah. And I'm saying public because they'll have more relevance later. And then he was like practicing how to shoot a bow. So that was like their day, which sounds like no fun. Yeah. It's like, can't we just like hang back and like.
I never woke up and said, let's go run 30 miles, Jonah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So, but in the video clip of them, because somebody was like filming them the whole time, made like a video about it. And the video clip of him working out in the gym, they're doing incline bench.
Okay.
And that Cam Haines actually talked about this on Joe Rogan, this workout session they did. But this video is like super popular because it's David Goggins like repping him out, and he's struggling. He's like, I don't know how many he's done. Yeah. And he's like, the guy's like reaching over filming him, and he's like, and then he just starts yelling, "They don't know me, son." He's just like screaming in this public gym, and there's like people all around like looking at like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, who's this animal?
He's roughing him out, and he's like, who's gonna carry the boats and the logs? He's like talking about his Navy SEAL past or whatever. So they made a video just recently of them doing that same workout, that chest workout. Yeah. And they like talked about, because they were wearing a shirt. They both had shirts on that said, "They don't know me, son." Yeah. And yeah, so it's his wife filming him again, and they're like working out. Cam Hanes is fucking huge too, by the way. I didn't know because I didn't know he was.
Yeah, I'm gonna look him up after this.
Yeah, he's pretty big. He's an old man too.
He's not the guy. I feel like Joe had him on. I could be wrong. Is he the guy that does like more natural workouts? Like he'll do like stuff with logs, or he'll do. Imagine like a prison workout kind of thing. Is that him?
I don't know.
Like a dirty blonde dude.
I don't really think so.
Okay.
He has darker hair.
I might be confusing him because there was a guy on Rogan that did the same thing. Like, I don't know what his thing is, but he'll do similar things like that. Like, he'll just get a group of people that want to kind of get in shape and just teach them how to do it, like without a gym in a sense, just like living off the land, if you could think of it that way. But it's crazy to think about Goggins though, and that dude running like for 30 miles.
Yeah, you put these two together, they're gonna. It's not okay. Let's stop. I'm tired.
Yeah.
There's not that.
It's like, you're a bitch.
The ultimate competition, because he's probably the only guy that can really keep up with him.
Yeah. That we know of, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's like popular in this crazy triathlon scene, I guess you can call it. But yeah, they're like working out, and sure enough, he's doing that same shit on bench. They had like 135 on the bar and incline.
Okay, so just a plate, right?
Yeah, and he did it like 15 times. Cameron did, and then because that's all they said they were gonna do, and but he did 5 more and did 20, and then it's Goggins' turn. He's like, "How many you do, Cam?" And he's like 20. He's like, "Oh shit!" And then like, yep, sure enough, he reps him out, and he gets like 18. And I'm like, I don't know, man. And he's like, he could barely get the 18th one, but no, this guy, he's like, just like screaming. Gets 2 more, and he's like about to assist him up. He's like, "No, don't touch it! Don't touch it!" He's like screaming at him.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's insane. This guy, because Cam talked about it the first time they worked out when that popular video came out of the boats and logs and stuff.
Yeah.
He said the last, I think the video they made was the last set, and on that last set they weren't like, there wasn't no set amount they were doing. He did more on the last set than the first set. Out of just like sheer
adrenaline,
like,
whatever,
something. His Goggins mode. He was talking about. It was like, yeah, this guy gets in Goggins mode, and he's like unstoppable.
I remember he did a run. I don't know the name of it, but it's a famous run, and you had to qualify for it because it's like a Mojave Desert run. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And I think it's an ultra marathon, so it's 120 plus, 130 is what it ended up being, and he got pretty far. I think he was only, I don't know, probably within 20 miles of finishing, and his like heart was like having like actual like issues. Like he, you know, you can go as far as you want, but if your body says no, like it's actually gonna say no. Like, right, if you have a heart attack, you can't just keep going. But anyways, I think the doctors or whatever medical staff they had there called it, and they made him go to the hospital or whatever. And I think, you know, once that happens, it's like a did not finish or whatever. I can't remember. There's like a technical term that they use. And after, like, I think a day or 2 after that, he just
was out there
finished
again,
it
right?
out. Yeah.
That was somewhat recently, right?
Yeah, I think it was last year, if not late 19. Because I watched, like, the Instagram of him, like, going through the process.
I remember that. Yeah, it was somewhere, like, up north, right? And it was freezing cold.
I don't know if the temperature, but I know that he was running for fucking ever.
Yeah.
That's all I know. It was like an ultra marathon, so.
Yeah, he talks about in the book, too. This is when he was still in the SEALs, and he said like he wasn't in good running shape, which I was like, really? I thought these guys were like cream of the crop when it comes to like that kind of stuff. But no, I guess like they train so much, you're not gonna get in stellar running shape, because to do that you got to run.
Yeah.
And
well, they're more of like war horses kind of thing. You know, they're gonna go from A to B, but it's not gonna be the fastest. But they're gonna have a lot of shit with them, kind of thing.
Yeah, they're in like combative shape, like practical shape. You put a pack on them, they're gonna be able to go for however long. But
exactly,
can they run 50 miles? Probably not.
Yeah.
But he just maybe they can. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm just saying that because
based off the book,
off of his what he said is. They never ran, hardly ever, and he just up and ran. Shit, I think it was around a track.
Yeah, that was the 24. That was the initial one, right?
The Hurt 24 or something, or Hurt 100, I think.
Yeah, because he had to do 100 miles within 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that was his first wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So he ran 100 miles, but the dude was giving him shit, whoever the organizer was, because he was doing this to try to get into the whatever the first super long race he wanted to do.
Yeah.
He couldn't do that unless he did this first,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess kind of makes sense because you got all these people coming out there that ran like 7 miles before, and then
Yeah.
that's all they done. They
Like, I mean,
fall
we're
on their
used
face.
to running, but not that run.
Yeah.
You know?
So they want to make sure you have like some history built up in running. And he like hit him back up after Goggins finished the first race, and was like, "Hey man, I finished your race," and he got back to him and said, "Well, the idea of a 24-hour race is that you run the full 24 hours." He got to 100 miles and he quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that it was just like another one of those like, "All right, motherfucker." You know, it was one of those like, I just ran all this distance and you're gonna come after me with that.
Like some bullshit.
Yeah.
I want to go see you do it.
Yeah, he said that was the most the highest amount of pain he's ever been in too.
Yeah. He talked about shitting and pissing himself.
Yeah.
And like his stress fracture.
He almost killed himself because there's a condition that happens after a certain point of like exertion where your muscles start breaking down into like I guess a liquid. They start becoming like liquefied.
Yeah.
And it'll fuck your kidneys up because it starts getting in your blood and it can shut your kidneys down.
Wow.
It's like the ultimate level of fatigue.
Yeah.
Basically, like no, your muscles aren't tired. They're not even torn or stretched. They're breaking down.
They're like disintegrating.
They're disintegrating from the amount of use.
How does that happen? Is it because he never ran that distance, or because like his body was not prepared, kind of thing? Was it like that kind of combination? Does that make sense?
Probably both, because he said he'd never he hadn't ran in like a year before this, and he just up and
did it.
Yeah, and then I think it was after that race, he went to, I think it was the Vegas Marathon, and he went there with his mom because I think she wanted to walk it or something, or just go there.
Yeah.
And he was on, I think he was on crutches at the time because of the prior race, because it fucked him all up. But he showed up there, and then when they shot the gun, he just was like, "All right, I'm doing this." And he just took off and ran the whole marathon.
Jeez.
Just up and ran it. So it's like, I don't know what this guy's life expectancy is going to be.
I think about that too.
You're just not made to do that much stuff.
I don't know, because then you kind of push the boundaries as like, and you know who we are as like humans, right? Because we used to do that all the time. Think about, like, we talked about it, I think on the last one, where like you can outpace, or I should say you can endure longer than like any of the fastest animals out there. So that's the way we were built. So it's like maybe that's how they used to live. They used to live maybe for a short time because that's all they would do is run. But like maybe their nutrition was off, right? And that's why they couldn't stay as long, or the medicine. So like now that we have these advancements in medicine, nutrition, like maybe he can live like way longer than we thought, because he just needed those things to help prevent his body from breaking down.
I don't know how his knees still like even exist.
Oh, like you're talking like how does he get those cortisol shots and shit, or like knee replacements?
Seems like his knees would have left the chat by now, because apparently he put a video up of all this fluid getting drained out from behind his knees.
Ouch!
And it's like,
that must be uncomfortable.
Are you gonna hang it up at? Yeah, I don't know how he is still going.
Yeah,
and I don't know how he's gonna fare in like 15 years. Like, I hope he's still going, because he's like,
his heart's gonna be in good shape. It's one of those things, is like, you have like a car, right? But if you keep running through it, eventually it's just gonna break down. Yeah, you can replace parts, but like at the end of the day, the fact that you're just running on them, like tires, for instance, right? You have brand new tires and then they go bald. Same thing with your heart. Like maybe your walls get too thin. I don't know, because it is pumping a lot, right? Especially when you're working out. But if your body's used to it, maybe that doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, he has a heart problem too.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he has a hole in his heart.
Oh.
Yeah, he
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I can't remember how they discovered it, but yeah, he had I think it was a hole or something.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely some kind of puncturing, a hole in the wall of his heart. And they did surgery on it twice, both of which I didn't even know they could do this. They went up his femoral artery, up his leg and then into his heart, so they didn't have to crack him open.
Yeah.
But the third time, because what they did is they put this it's like a mesh screen, I guess you could compare it to.
Yeah.
And they put it over the hole or whatever, and then I guess your heart tissue starts growing around it and plugs it.
Yeah. That's pretty badass.
Yeah. So they did that one time, and then something happened, and then they had to do it a second time. And they said if it wasn't good that time, they're going to have to do open heart surgery. But as far as I know, he's still good.
Yeah, still waiting.
So the second time works, and he has like sickle cell.
Anemia?
Not anemia, but the trait.
Oh,
and
okay.
That got him disqualified out of doing some special forces school. I think it was when he was still in the Air Force.
You know how we talk about like your blood and how it's crazy that it's like a common thing, but we don't really know what the positive or negative is. Like sickle cell anemia is like a very popular thing.
Yeah.
Or I should say sickle cell, but like, what does that do? Like, is it the fact that you have it, it can be like triggered one day? That's something I want to look into.
I know why the military has a problem with this because it has to do with clotting.
Okay.
Your blood doesn't clot as well.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because the cells are literally misformed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a typical blood palette.
Like the way it's shaped?
Yeah. Like its actual physical shape of the cells renders it not as good to clotting, I think.
Wow.
And apparently, I think African Americans are more prone to having it. I think that's what it said in the book.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but he has the trait or something like that. So he doesn't have it, but he has something along the lines of it.
Yeah.
And that got him disqualified from doing, I'm pretty sure it was Air Force, the Special Forces school in it.
The something J, right? J.
Yeah, PJs.
PJs, yeah.
Yeah, pararescue jumpers, something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. It's like this guy. It's like it's almost scary when you get those two together.
Yeah.
Because anybody else, like, he's gonna be like, "Come on, hurry the fuck up!" Like he's on the run.
Yeah.
Come on,
Trying
hurry
to push
up.
him.
And when you get these guys together, it's like, all right, you guys are gonna go run. First one to drop out wins. That's just that. That's not. That's basically saying, all right, first one you have to take away off the ground because he's dead.
Yeah.
Wins.
You gotta call.
Loses.
Do the geolocation, geotag them. Literally.
Yeah.
A funny thing. Well, that's not really funny. It's kind of interesting. Like it's cool. You know, is that I'm not sure like where at in Africa, but like it might even just be if you're like an African. If you come from that descendant, I don't like. Not everyone's like an African American kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're from Africa or whatever.
Everybody came from Africa.
You're
all the way back in the day.
That's why I have like is it 2%? 3%? I don't know.
Everybody has some sub-Saharan in them.
Yeah. They have like a natural SPF in their skin.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was pretty badass.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see like why skin colors are a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's lovely evolution. It's like so something to go off of that, also off of Joe Rogan, something I learned. I think I learned it in one of my books too.
Mm-hmm.
So Sweden, and I saw this when I was there, they have a very large Somalian population and Somalian immigrant population.
Yeah. And
they, during COVID, are faring way worse with COVID. Like they're getting fucked up from it way worse than the Swedes are.
Yeah.
And apparently it has to do with their ability to absorb vitamin D.
The sun, right?
Yeah.
That's like the thing, yeah.
And it makes sense. Like historically, darker skinned people are located around the equator because it makes sense. You can't be out there all day in the sun.
Yeah, even if you're clothed.
Yeah, but if you're some white guy from, we'll say Scandinavia, you put them in an equatorial region, they're going to get fried into the ground. They're going to die if we're talking a long time ago with no sunscreen or anything. Or it's going to be where they just have to, like, they won't be able to keep up because they'll be, like, on a hunt or something. And it's like, I got to get in the shade. I got to stop because I'm getting cooked. It's like, nah, we got we got to go, man. We don't have any food. And he's going to get left behind and die. So, yeah, it makes sense. So when you take a person who biologically is like set up to absorb vitamin D less efficiently because
Mm-hmm.
they don't need to suck it up because they're out in this bright sunny
Yeah,
place.
they don't want to.
Yeah.
They're trying to block it out.
Yeah, long days too. They're not up north where the sun doesn't come up hardly at all
Yeah.
in Scandinavia. So the Swedes, when you think of the typical Swedish look, some white person, and they need that because they need this. As soon as the sun comes, they need to suck up that vitamin D
Yeah.
because it's a vitamin, you need it. And apparently vitamin D is extremely good in terms of how you fare with COVID.
Yeah.
And like America, like everybody is deficient.
Because
in
we're
it.
always inside kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Like hugely deficient in it. So the Somalis, they weren't faring well at all because they're in this place. It makes sense. They're in a place where the sun doesn't shine in the wintertime. Dude, when I was there, it was January. This when COVID was going on, but it wasn't mainstream yet in the world
Yeah.
until
It
March.
wasn't like a big incident.
Yeah. I was like, this place is sad because it was dark, cold, rainy. Sun didn't hardly shine at all.
Mm-hmm.
It was very short days. And yeah, so, but it's interesting because it's like, there you go. That's like the little thing that got built into us along with all of our other things over hundreds of thousands of years and people getting mutations. And but that mutation fared well and the people that didn't have it can't keep up. So that line dies out.
Yeah.
And now the mutation line is the new baseline, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Yeah. What I was gonna say about that is there's like that correlation with like staying inside, right? So they say like lockdown, like don't go outside. It was for, I would say that initial 2-week lockdown, you know, like don't go outside if you don't have to, or actually at all, right? And then they started saying you could walk your pets or whatever, like slowly kind of brought it back. But if you think about like these Somalis that they're basically blocking out the sun, right? And so now they need it because like they're naturally just blocking it, is why the old people, right, they're kind of inside more than anybody because they have to have that care and like going outside, especially like let's say in Colorado in the winter, right? You don't, it's probably, there is a good amount, but I wouldn't say you would want to retire in Florida, right? Because it's warmer, you can go outside year round versus Colorado, like where it's seasons and you can't for certain months. So like if you have this generation, or not even this generation, but this group of people that can't go outside, and they need vitamin D, why would you want them inside? Like you're just compounding the issue, right? Because then it spreads quicker.
Yeah, and it spreads very well inside.
Yeah, and then you had these people that were outside, let's say they're workers or even just, they would at least go outside of their house more often. And then they, you know, interact with other people, whether they're going to the grocery store or just normal hangout. And then they bring it to themselves. They kind of start getting it, and then they pass it to these older people, you know? How do you prevent that? Like, are you just going to segregate the old people? Because, like, eventually they need to get immunity to it, too, you know?
Yeah, the nursing homes got jacked up really bad from COVID because it was some large portion of the deaths, and I guess still now, are coming from the nursing homes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the book was suggesting, the book over there that I'm reading right now about it.
Okay, yeah.
It was suggesting like everything should be kept the same in society besides, I guess, access to nursing homes. Like they have to lock those down because it gets in there and it's gonna really, really mess up the nursing home, like everybody in it.
What do you think about the controversy in New York with Cuomo, whatever, the governor?
Cuomo.
Yeah. Because that's kind of sad. It's like,
what do you do?
So apparently he, like, it's one of those things, like, might get in trouble for on YouTube, is the fact that, well, I can't say it's a fact, right? Because that's what we're trying to investigate. They're trying to see if he locked up old people, and basically he forced them in. So, like, imagine, like, in sardines, right? So you had, like, a house that could hold 100, for instance, and then you shove in, like, another 100, and you're like, no, it's going to work. Because, like, we want to contain the old people, right? The ones in the old folks' homes. And apparently that, like you're saying, compounded the issue. But he hid it, like the numbers and all that stuff. Like, no, it wasn't this that was going on. And that's what's kind of being investigated. But it's a huge political thing because, like, he's obviously wanting to keep his power, for one, saying, no, I didn't contribute to their deaths. And then on the other hand, like this lady that worked for him or something, like literally testified saying like, yeah, like I had to falsify numbers and stuff.
Yeah. You need to read that book after I'm done. It's a quick read. Yeah. It's pretty interesting. The counting of it was even the wording they used. Yeah, I think they called it cases or something, or it was something else, and they should have been referring to it as. I think it was they should have been referring to it as cases, but they're referring to it as something else. But yeah, the counting of it is all crazy. Not even necessarily because I've heard this incentivized for hospitals
because they would get more money.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's one that I've been hearing a lot. But especially with COVID deaths, they categorize a COVID death. Like Elon was joking about it. You can tell who I'm a fan of. Yeah, because hey Elon, you want to come on the show? Let us know. But Lex Friedman too. We'll talk about him later. Yeah, but the deaths in COVID, you could die from really anything. It's like death with COVID. Yeah. I think the number of people, I don't know. I think the number of people who have straight up their lives have been taken from COVID, just from COVID, like me, if I were to die, healthy dude. Yeah. I think that's like super low. I'm pretty sure.
Well, right now the number's at 400,000.
Yeah, but people have a problem with that because it's like...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I kind of think that too. Because like, did 400,000 people really die from just COVID? As in just COVID. Like Black Plague type stuff. Yeah. Just the Black Death killed you. So, yeah, people... I don't even know if it's because they're purposely counting it like that. I don't know if they might just be getting told from whoever they answer to, like, no, it's this. It's
I think it was last. I'm trying to remember the timeline because this was like a weird time. I would say, but I would say June through August is a fair window. Might even just be May through July, somewhere in there. Probably more appropriate, but is you had these doctors that were told to classify a death of a person as if they had COVID as a COVID death. Right? So, like, it didn't matter if you died of heart disease. It was like, you have COVID? Okay, then that's why you died. Not necessarily your 20-year-long fight with having heart disease. Yeah. So then that's when they started seeing these independent doctors, or I should say, what do they call them? Practices, right? That's, like, the term.
Practitioners?
No, like, yeah, it's a practitioner, but, like, when you're not, like, a big hospital, but you're kind of, like, in some giant building. Isn't it, like, a practice?
I don't know. I just said practitioner because that was the first P medical word. I was hoping it was right, but
I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure it was more along the lines of like just their own like mom and pop kind of hospital. Could be big. I'm sure there's some big ones, but they started coming out saying like, "Hey, like this doesn't make sense to us. Like as doctors, like we just don't feel comfortable saying this is a COVID death, even though it could be right because it was still in this very early stage." And that's when you saw a lot of them speaking out. And this is like on Facebook and stuff. And I don't remember, you were definitely still overseas because this is the summer. But they start bringing it out and they're like, no, this is fake news. Like you have no idea what you're talking about. Instead of going after the evidence that they proposed, they just, 20 years ago you said fuck you to this person. All right, you're meaningless to us kind of thing. Like they would just go through your history and say like, how credible is this person, right? And I remember this like black lady, which was like crazy to me. She was a doctor, and then they ended up just saying like, "Oh, she's not this, she's not that," so like we can't trust what she's saying. And I'm like, okay, it's not about saying who's right and who's wrong. It's about looking at what they said and saying, is this good or bad across the board, right? Because if you have a bunch of people, I think it was even in California, which is where the lockdown is like the most severe in the U.S. And they were like, yeah, like this just doesn't make sense to us. Like we don't know why we're being told to do these things. But that was, from my recollection, like last summer. And it was just sad to see, like, man, like why aren't we looking into this? Like, because then the memes started coming out, like, oh, did you die from a shark bite? Yeah, nah, you died from COVID. Yeah. And it's like so stupid. It's like, how are we like so modern and we can't like that's how they died, you know? Like we have to go look back, try and look at it, and then if there are records that are falsified, you know, how do we trust those? How do we go through as an oversight to see that record is 100% legit, or hey, someone falsified it, how do you tell a difference? You know, like that might be hard, especially if we rely on computers. Like you type in a Y or an N, you know, and how do you prove that was not a Y or not an N, you know?
You ever think about how memes are the best way to spread info nowadays?
Mediums? Like
Memes.
oh,
Did
memes.
I say mediums? Memes.
Yeah, I think I said mediums, my bad.
Yeah.
It's good and bad because like traditionally they're made to be something funny, right?
Yeah.
Like they make you think of something and you're like, haha, that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
But it sadly is kind of ironic in a way, because I've seen that. I think I was telling you that Babylon Bee is they make these really satire comments or statements, I should say, and you're like, 2 weeks pass and that same statement becomes reality, and you're like, holy fuck! It's almost like a Simpsons thing.
Yeah.
You know, like you look back at it and you're like, wow, the Simpsons predicted it. So like in terms of memes being a good way to communicate, like it's an easy way. You look at a picture, you know, it sticks in your mind, and it's there. Like,
I think they're a fantastic way to spread information. Period. Whether it's true or false.
yeah,
Is because something that happens with me is that memes are how I find out something that's going on.
mm-hmm.
And I'll say, what the hell is going on with this? And then I'll go look into it, and then I'll figure out whether that was like true or false.
Yeah,
But the initial like, hey, this is going on, comes from memes. And I don't even think this is a conspiracy. I am certain companies use memes to spread their product. Perfect example is Apple when they dropped the AirPods. It was the first, like, I don't know if it was the first, but it was the first big set of Bluetooth earbuds.
yeah,
And people were like, huh, I have AirPods. Look. And it was like a obvious picture of somebody with earpods, which are the wired ones.
oh
That
yeah,
were popular for years. Those are some good headphones. I still have a pair.
Mhm.
Those still good. Washed them 2 times too.
yeah,
But people were spreading these. Well, it probably came from Apple originally. Like some ghost account that was affiliated with Apple. Somebody that works
like
there.
a proxy.
Yeah, it's like, all right, you're the meme creator. All right, make some memes, get them going. Use some bots, get them going. Then boom, we got this viral thing going around. But it's subconsciously selling our products.
Yeah, because you're thinking about it.
Yeah, but there's this one really popular meme going around where people had earpods and they were obviously snipping the cords, the wires from them, and they're like, picked up my fresh set of earpods today, and it's these obviously cut AirPods.
Yeah,
But that, I'm pretty sure that stuff is coming from the company.
well, they made that joke too. I saw where they had like the wire attachments, and it was kind of similar to what you're saying. So like you would have your AirPods, the wireless version,
Yeah.
and then they would do an aftermarket thing you could buy, and you could literally like plug it in. And
You
it
could
would
have the
charge or
wire
whatever.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, why can't you just sell normal headphones?
That was another. Now this one might be a good example of something that maybe wasn't created by the company, or none of them were created by the company, and I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Could be true.
You never know. I mean, they're not going to tell you.
Yeah. So people were also making, because Apple is notorious about taking things away. They're removing more things. Like
Yeah.
the iPhone 13 is rumored to, at least the Pro line is rumored to be portless. It doesn't have a charging port anymore.
So it's just going to be all wireless now.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but then... Okay, keep going. Sorry, I'm going to go
How
on a soapbox.
dare you interrupt me? Now I can't remember what I was fucking saying, man.
You're talking about the generations of... Yeah.
Yeah, so they're all about removing things. They took the home button away. They took the headphone jack away. But then they sell you things back. They'll sell you the headphone adapter.
The dongle.
Yeah, for the lightning port, and they'll sell you some Bluetooth earbuds because guess what? You can't plug your headphones anymore.
Yeah.
So someone made this thing going around where it was a plug-in home button.
Oh, I saw that.
When the iPhone 10 came out, they were the first ones to do away, or first big
change in their architecture.
They took that home button away, and it was funny too because the iPhone 10 was a little bit of a learning curve.
Dude, they made so many. There's like the 10X or the XR, the XS,
Max,
the
XS
Mac. Dude, that was cancer.
Yeah,
Like, straight
it's
up.
too many. 10, 10S, 10R, 10S Max.
Yeah.
It's like, which one do I get?
That's
the
how
10,
it is.
The 10 and the 10S to this day are still very good, like flagship phones.
You know why? Because I own one.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's a good phone. I would
They
still
are.
own one, but yeah, I went destroyed mine in water, so I have the 10R now, which
Yeah.
is also a good phone.
I think I have that one or the S.
No,
I
you
have one of them.
You have the 10 because that's the 2 cameras.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so that meme may not have been created by Apple. If Apple was actually selling a home button, that would probably be created. If it's a meme that in the end starts selling that product, even though it's not obvious, like, hey, come buy our AirPods. It's something more like satire, and then it gets you laughing.
Yeah.
And you're like, huh, actually.
Well, then that's you like see their aftermarket products too, right? So like, because they got rid of this, then like they make a joke like, "Oh, Apple's gonna make this," and then they actually have it, and then you're like, "Oh, okay." I didn't know about that, but now I'm gonna buy this brand new phone, and now I know what accessories I can buy with it. So it does help. But you were talking to me about the charger.
Yeah.
And how it goes. What is it, like USB-C or Lightning to Lightning or something? Was it?
USB-C to Lightning for the ones that aren't MagSafe.
And they like it's a whole new generation, right? So like they're anticipating that like, oh, you're gonna have this cord, right? Like, no, this is like the first time I'm buying an iPhone, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, you got to go to the store and buy the brick. Is it what it is, right? Yeah, that's what my wife bought. And it's just one of those things like, hey, you should probably give us a heads up, or you should probably include it for one generation, and then the next generation don't include it, kind of thing.
That was the dumbest fucking move by them. It was so cheap.
Yeah.
Because
it's literally a little block.
I knew it wasn't gonna come with the brick because there's this channel called Everything Apple Pro, and he has like all of his leakers, and they can't keep that stuff secret. That stuff comes out, and sure enough, when the phone comes out, the leaks were dead on the money. Yeah. It's like I already knew that it wasn't gonna come with the brick.
Okay, because of that.
Yeah, and everything they could have sent this home and been like, and I would have been like, that was a good call by them, because the way they were selling this when the event came out, the Apple event came out for
like the annual thing.
Yeah, the official event, the unveiled new iPhone. They had it perfect. They were gonna remove the brick because one. It is true, though, apparently.
Yeah.
But I can believe it. Those get thrown out, and there's some giant, because everybody has one. There's some giant portion of e-waste they had to wait.
Because they've been using it since iPhone 5. That makes sense, though.
Yeah, it's no joke. Everybody has one of those. And that is 100% true. Everybody has one of those. I'll get to that. Those.
Yeah.
So they take the brick away, and they only include the cable. And then that also means the package is smaller, the actual physical cardboard package. So that means less cardboard. And then it also means, people might not think about this, I didn't, is a shallower box, not as tall.
Mm-hmm.
You can put way more on a truck or a shipping container.
Okay, you can logistically move more.
Yeah, you can move more.
Yeah.
So if you look at all that, you're like, not bad. I'm not going to miss the charger.
I'm on board.
Yeah, the only thing I was saying is, all right, don't include it. Don't charge me for it, though. Don't, like, come on, use your big head. Subtract that out. I don't know how much it would cost. It's not that much, but still, it's the fact that you're charging me for something. Like that. So the iPhone 12 comes out. People get it. It came with the cord. That was the thing. No brick, but you'll still have the cord.
Mm-hmm.
What is the cord? It's a USB-C to Lightning cable. Nobody has the USB. Oh, not nobody. The thing that everybody already has is the USB-A. It's the old school one. The big USB only goes in one way.
Yeah.
Everybody has that. So why the hell do they include the USB-C? Of course, now you're going to have to go buy that, which they'll conveniently sell to you, the USB-C.
On top of your already $1,000 payment.
So it's like, well, now I have to go buy a charger, Apple. So you didn't it's like this was all for money, wasn't it, Apple? You fucking assholes.
Well, then they might as well not even have included the fucking cable to begin with. Because then it's like, what am I gonna do with this? Fucking shove it up my ass? Like, come on.
Yeah, that
I don't own a fucking Mac.
But see, they're so smart, man. They got it. They know how to, and people just fall for it. I do. So what they could have done is, I guess, like two things. Include well, I guess only one thing. Don't include the cable at all. Well, we can say two things. Don't include the cable at all, or include the cable, but it's a USB-A to Lightning cable. So
the old one.
Yeah, the old school one. So that's a win-win. So, all right, you're not giving me the cable or the brick. That's all right. Don't charge me for it. I have a bunch already. Or include the cable, not the brick. Don't charge me for the brick. I have a brick already. So that would have been okay. But guess what? Why that's not okay in their eyes? You don't get the fast charge capability of the phone. These phones have fast charge, and it's a real thing. They do charge up quick, but you have to have a 18-watt brick USB-C.
Which is it looks a little fatter than the normal small cube that we're used to.
Yeah, I had it plugged in there. Yeah, it is a little fatter, but you have to have that.
Otherwise, you're not going to get that quick charging.
Yeah, but if their goal here is to be eco-friendly, then I think either of those answers suffices. It's like, I don't think, because they're staying true to their original goal, to be eco-friendly. It's like, sorry, we didn't include it. This is why. You don't have the fast charge capability, but if you want to have it, you can go buy one. So it's less forcing. It's less like...
I feel like that's what it is they're forcing it on you. Like, hey, you're going to like this and not, you're going to fucking pay for it. And if you're going to complain, then, we'll just give you some shitty chat room where you can tell you to fuck off, basically. Because it's not going to help you.
What they could have done, but people still would have complained about this one. But I think it's staying more true to their eco-friendly thing. Yeah. Is they could have not included the
cable?
Yeah, included the USB-A, the old school cable. And then, so at now, what you have is at least the ability to charge your phone. So you don't have the ability to charge your phone if this is your first
iPhone ever.
Yeah, well, iPhone because they didn't start doing USB-C until I think the iPhone 11 Pro. So it's relatively new. There hasn't been enough time. There has been all this span of years.
Not enough generations.
Yeah, for everybody to acquire one of those.
Yeah.
So what they could have done is at least you have the capability to charge your phone, but you don't have the capability to fast charge. But fast charge isn't necessary. It's just one of those
if
things.
You want it.
Yeah, it's like an add-on.
Like a premium.
So what they should have done is not done that, but then hyped up fast charging. Be like, hey, this fast charging thing, you can still charge your phone. We didn't include it because we're being eco-friendly, but fast charging does this, and that. They like really hype it up and get
and then
people
commercials based off of that.
Yeah, and like
media.
So people would be like, it feels like they have a choice now. Like, oh yeah, I want that USB-C 18-watt brick.
Yeah.
Because then it's on their own personal accord to go pick up that brick. They didn't have to. It's like, all right, you can buy it. Just know that this is kind of, infecting the environment. I wouldn't say it like that. But at least it's on your own terms. Don't just straight up give us... It's like, what the fuck am I going to do with this cable now? I don't have anything to plug it into.
Exactly.
So...
Yeah, I was thinking, like, funny workaround would be like, hey, you just fill a whole truck full of those chargers. And then I'm like, well, that defeats our purpose of being eco-friendly. And then I'm like, oh, then you could give it to, like... If you buy an iPhone or whatever from that generation and you don't have the thing that like they ask you or whatever, like here's a cube, right? You paid for it. Like, but then they're still having to get it to you logistically. So I'm like, that's so stupid. They should just include it in the box, like you were saying. Or don't.
Yeah, just don't. They shouldn't have done it. But once again, they know what they're doing. What did they conveniently roll out this year with the 12s? MagSafe. So they're getting people accustomed to the...
Placing it down.
Wait, you plug your phone in on the port, you fucking peasant? I don't. I use MagSafe.
Yeah.
But I've been using a wireless charger for a long time. So pretty much hardly ever plug my phone in anyways. But now that Apple has something that they can resell you in the future, the iPhone 13 coming out probably isn't going to have a port because they don't need it. They have already gotten you all, but only the iPhone 12 users.
Yeah. Everyone else, like let's say from a 9 to that.
Yeah. So everyone else isn't used to this. So when they sell you the 13, it doesn't even have anything. You can't even plug it up. That thing better come with MagSafe in it, and a brick.
Yeah.
Because then that's
nobody has that.
Yeah, not on the large scale.
Yeah.
Only iPhone 12 users. Yeah.
It's a niche market kind of thing.
So I knew that was coming though. I've been predicting that phones are going to slowly become less portless. I'm waiting on them to do away. I'm waiting on the camera bump. You know how that's the bump on your. Here.
The bump?
Yeah, they call it the camera bump. This.
Oh, like how it comes out.
Yeah, so when you lay your phone down, it's rickety.
Yeah.
On the
So you want it to be like integrated basically in the phone, not its own outside unit.
So at some point, I don't know who's going to accomplish this first. Probably Samsung or an Android. Apple is years behind hardware-wise. Androids spank Apple when it comes to hardware. They got the cool stuff. They got the best cameras.
I like their phone looks, but I like the longevity of an iPhone, and I also like the operating system. For me,
that's the biggest thing. Apple has a lot of usability to it. It's like it's simple. Androids are a little bit more. Like they're kind of like a computer. You can really get in the settings, change things up if you want.
Yeah, it's more free too in terms of App Store. Like there's more apps on Android, in my opinion, than there is for Apple because it's like more restricted.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really download too many apps. I don't really know, but yeah. So I'm waiting on do away with that camera bump because that'll be nice. You have this slick phone on the front and the back. Yeah, so that'll be nice.
That's how you drop in the toilet.
Yeah. I don't know if they'll do away with the volume rockers.
Oh, like the physical clicking?
Yeah, the buttons, the actual buttons. There's been a phone that, at least one that I know of, might have been more, that did away with the rockers.
Yeah.
It was just like so it was slick. It was a completely portless, buttonless phone. They had no buttons, no ports. Only wirelessly charged, and the buttons were now turned into, I guess, pressure sensors.
Yeah.
When you press it, it would bring up a little, so for instance, the volume. When you hit the volume, wanted to turn the volume up or down on this buttonless phone, you would press it, it would sense it, and it would display a volume slider.
Yeah.
That you could, but it's just not as good. Like you don't want to do all that work. Some things need to be kept simple.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to do too much, make it too much effort and turn the volume down because you're watching a video.
I think the issue with that is it's like a controller, right? Like, or even a keyboard. It has so many clicks before it finally gives out. And I mean, it's the same thing for really anything, but like that's the feature of the new iPhones is where you have the volume on the top left, and you can like turn it up and down. But like you're saying, like I want to be able to just hit something and it goes up or down. I don't want to have to look at my phone, unlock it, and then turn it up and down.
Yeah, make it a big deal.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just trying to turn the volume down, man.
Because then you got to think about like inside the phone, right? If you do have a sensor, like how much real estate is that taking up inside? Like, is that space that we could be using for something else? Maybe a bigger battery, bigger chip, whatever.
Speaking of that, so once again, Apple's behind the power curve. So a lot of Androids have been doing under-screen fingerprint readers.
Under screen?
Yeah, it's the fingerprint reader is under the screen.
Oh, okay,
it's really badass. Like Apple, especially with COVID, they need like Face ID is trash.
Yeah.
With
mask. Yeah,
mask.
I get pissed all the time.
So they can either do two things. One thing they've already done, the new iPad Air that came out. It's really nice too. Like the iPad Air now made it where the new iPad Air, it's to the point where the iPad Pro is less appealing because they made it very similar to the iPad Pro.
Yeah.
And it's super good. That it's like you almost should get the Air now. Not even the iPad, the regular iPad, but the Air.
Yeah.
But, well, I think the Air is.
So is there a normal,
the Air,
the Air, and then the Pro? Is that how they have it?
The Air is a higher trumps. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So with the iPad Air that came out last year, they did away with the home button. So the home button was done away with just like on the phones in the Pro.
Completely.
Yeah. So it's a giant iPhone basically.
Yeah.
No home button, and it had Face ID just like the phone. iPad Air, the past year they did this. They followed the same way. They took away the home button, It doesn't have Face ID. It has a fingerprint reader. It has Touch ID in the lock button. So which is awesome.
Yeah.
Because people like Touch ID. It's the fastest. It's more reliable. Well, it's more easy, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
It takes less doing.
Less input from the human.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what they can do is two things, but apparently they are working on the underscreen, the ultrasonic fingerprint reader, whatever, under the glass.
Yeah.
The fingerprint reader thing, I feel like they should do, because in the lock button, because they've already done it. They already have that technology.
Mm-hmm.
But so I was listening somewhere on some video that they're gonna take away the port on the 13, which then frees up space under it, inside of it.
Yeah.
So look, folks, you wouldn't have got this underscreen fingerprint reader had we not taken the port away. And that's a way they could sell it to us.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, really? Well, how come Android phones have been doing... Android phones all have Face ID.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them, but a lot of them. The Galaxy Note does. It has Face ID and an underscreen fingerprint reader. Both of them. And Apple's over here 5 years in the past. But people love Apple. So
yeah.
they're apparently working on doing the underscreen fingerprint reader.
Mm-hmm.
And they might come out and say the only way they could have done it is if they took away the charging port.
Which is a lie. They could have found many other ways, but...
So if they do take away the port and they don't give you underscreen fingerprint reader, it's going to be like, all right, what the hell? Because there has to be... They always do it like that. They take it away, but then they say, but no, look. So this is why we took away, and this is why it's actually better for you. They're smart. They're not going to take it away, and then they're like, yeah, we took away the port. And people are like, okay,
why?
And they're like, I don't know. We just took it away.
It looks cool.
It looks cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Me and my buddy go back and forth all the time on Samsung and I should say more Android and iPhone, because iPhone is behind the curve. Especially if you think about their updates, how often you have to update that phone just to use it. Or sometimes it'll say like, it'll kind of force you. Like not necessarily it does, I don't think now, but like if you don't do it right, then you're going to be compromised to other means. So someone could like get into your phone or whatever because you don't have that newest firmware. But Android, I feel like they have the updates, but it's not as frequent. Like you can go a very long time without updating your Android compared to an iPhone. And then the funny thing is Android will have made something like you're saying like a decade ago, and then Apple will bring it in and they're like, oh, look at this new amazing thing, like we made it. And you're like, all these people that are just iPhone users are like, wow, they really went out this year. And then like Android users, it's a kind of a meme too. They're like, we've had this for like a decade, like get the fuck on our level kind of thing,
So something Samsung apparently does is so when I think the headphone jack got taken away, I think Apple was the first people to Apple is like the first people to take things away.
Yeah.
And what happens is they'll take it away. Samsung talks shit about them and throws like petty shots at them, like passive aggressive things in their advertising.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, I don't know, that the Samsung Galaxy S20 head jack included or headphone jack included or something petty along those lines. They said something like that. And what do? They take the headphone jack away. They make fun of them, and then they're like, these idiots taking the headphone jack away. And then they're like, yeah, I guess we'll do it too.
Yeah.
Because it's just like the thing.
Now that we shit on them, we'll do it.
So it's like, all right, Samsung, quit. You need to do something first, I guess. You need to be the first one to take away the selfie camera.
I think that they were the first ones to do wireless charging too, like Android in general, compared to this mag plate safe bullshit, whatever.
I had an old S6, the Edge. I think it was the first Galaxy to come out with that curved glass.
It curved,
on the edge. That was, some people might like it. I thought, oh, shit, it's.
Well, it's also like one of the first generations.
Yeah.
Like then you were like, oh, that's
S7,
bad. I just plays it there and it charges.
The S7 did pretty good with the glass.
Yeah.
The curved edges. But yeah, my old S6 had wireless charging.
I had an S5, the Galaxy 5.
Yeah.
Dude,
did it have wireless charging?
I don't think it had fast charging.
Wireless
but that
charging?
was or wireless. I don't think it did.
Oh.
It was like right before all that, because that's like when the Edge came out, and I remember like the battery was so shitty on that phone. Like when I first got it, it was more of like an endurance battery. It would last like 17 hours, and I was like, holy shit, my iPhone lasts like fucking 2 hours, right? Because I came from iPhone 4, and then when I was done with work stuff, I ended up switching to the LG something. It was this cool phone that like for the first time.
LG.
Yeah, it was an LG phone.
What are we in like the 2000s?
And it would you could use the fingerprint in the back and it would unlock your phone.
Oh yeah.
But the major thing with this phone is it would multitask. But this bitch got so hot.
Yeah.
And so I went to the 5, and that's when I was like, dude, like my life's different. Like fucking this LG was trash. Like I'll give Android another try. Like, this is gonna be the one trick pony. And by 7 months, I didn't have a full year. Like probably 6 months is the fair. I remember looking at my phone one day and it was like bugging out. I was just trying to answer a normal phone call, and I was like, man, fuck this. And like from like 3 feet high, where I was like laying down in my bed, I just threw it on the ground and it shattered. And I was like, fuck. I was like, I gotta get an iPhone now. I was like, I'm done with Android. Fuck this. I'm never giving it another chance. So I haven't looked back. I've always got an iPhone.
Yeah. I like iPhones. I like them both.
Yeah.
'Cause when I go to like electronics store and I pick up that new Galaxy they have, like the S20 at the time.
Mhm.
It was. Like, they have the 21 now. I picked up that 20 and I was like, damn, now this feels like 2020 right here. This feels like what a phone. It was like no bezels. It was super light, and
Yeah.
it was just like. But I was like, that's just. It ain't it, man, because it's not an iPhone.
Yeah. Every time I think of a
just like
Samsung, I think of a trap phone. It could be like this nice phone. You're like, oh, that's 2020, and I'm like, I'm probably gonna do some shady shit with this phone because I have a Samsung. Like that's just the way I see it. I don't know why, but like every time I feel like I see someone with like an Android, I'm like, what kind of shady shit are you doing?
Yeah, that other thing about the memes going around, like how did this thing come about where the whole you got an Android? Ugh. How did that come about? That was born through memes, man. I'm telling you.
They make the like what 2001 Grand Theft Auto, and then it shows like a normal picture of a dude. So like they have the iPhone with like the really high quality, and then the Androids like.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
And they make jokes when I had a Twitter at the time about that. They're like some just disgusting pixelated picture, and they're like, oh, he probably has an Android.
Yeah. Tell me that stuff didn't come from Apple, dude.
It could have.
That's what I'm telling you. That stuff is like.
I mean, if you look at it, they've stepped up their camera game in the past couple years.
Apple?
Samsung, Apple, or not Apple, but Samsung. Anything with the Android.
I think Samsung has always smoked them, dude.
You think?
Androids, I'll say. I don't know about Samsung. So I have a friend that has a Pixel.
Yeah. The Google, right? Google Pixel, yeah.
And it's not even the highest end one. We went out. So I don't think anything beats the Pixel camera. That thing, the software in it is just like. So I always talk shit about the idea of taking these nice pictures. Oh man, get a picture of me, and they pose.
Yeah.
And then what happens? They pull out their camera phone, take a picture, because I do photography with the actual camera. So when I see somebody, like, I'll be walking somewhere or something, someone's posing up on the bridge, and they're like gonna get this $1 million shot on a fucking iPhone 6.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing, man? I guess so I heard this thing, like the best camera that you have is the one that you have on you.
Mm-hmm.
And like, smartphones that's what they are. Like, they have really good cameras for what they are. But I don't know. It just annoys me because I'm like, it annoys me because I know how nice. I'm not talking shit about their posing or like them wanting to take a picture, but it's like this picture would be so much more nice. I didn't fuck up that time. You like that?
More nicer?
Yeah, more nicer. I'm watching myself. This picture would be so much more nice if this was taken on a Sony A7.
Yeah.
Or Sony A6600. And with like a portrait lens. And I get it, like that's an expensive rig. But cameras are getting better and better. And when I saw the night mode capability on the Pixel, I was like, damn, I need to shut my mouth about the cameras being shit on a phone. And my actual APS-C mirrorless camera is better than your phone. not like night mode
Yeah.
on the Pixel, that thing would smoke camera, like an actual camera, when it comes to like a long exposure, like getting a night picture.
Like it just gets that ambient light, amplifies it like insane.
Yeah, it just does it so it can't do long exposure. You ever seen those pictures of like cars going down the road, but it's like laser beams?
Yeah, it looks like it's all like one fluid line.
Yeah, so that's done by doing a long exposure is what it's called. You open and the sensor is exposed for like, we'll say 5 seconds. So anything that moves in that 5 seconds is smeared.
Okay.
So yeah, the cars look like that. So it can't do that because the Pixel, and not that I know of, it might can now. This is not an older Pixel.
Mm-hmm.
But what it was good at is taking like just a nighttime photo, and an actual camera can do that. But what you got to do is basically it comes down to the Pixel can do what a camera could do almost instantaneously as to what it would take 30 minutes, we'll say, of editing. Because it does something that the camera can't do just straight out of the camera.
Yeah. It's something you have to like put it and tweak it.
Drop it in a Lightroom, edit it, and then you could probably make a better picture than the Pixel.
Yeah.
But it's like I was saying, like the best camera to have is the one that on you. And it's like you want to get that quick night. You see something, you want to get a nice nighttime photo. The Pixel, that thing will smoke a camera just like for what it is. Like it's instantaneous. Like I got the picture right now though.
Yeah.
I can share it right now to my social media.
I don't have to wait an hour.
Yeah. So yeah, they've gotten a lot, and there's like third-party apps you can get now. One of my most favorite videos on, we'll just say technology, or just like the display of like how good it's gotten. This is on the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, I think it was.
What's the Ultra? Is it just a bigger phone?
I think it's bigger, and it has like, I think they did away with it. It was called Space Zoom. They cut the magnification down, I think, on the...
It was just too much for them?
Oh, dude, it wasn't too much. It was fucking perfect, man.
Yeah?
So there's a video. It's called like Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra Pro. I think it's the whole name.
Yeah.
Some long name. And it's like video zoom test, or zoom video test. And what it is this guy, he's in, we'll just say New York. I don't know which city he's in. He's in like New York on like tall buildings. And he'll zoom in all the way on something, and then he'll start the video. So it starts the video with the zoomed in shots. You're like, all right, what am I looking at? I know I'm looking at a building, or this writing on a building. How far away is it? And then he zooms out, and it just, dude, it's like it keeps going and going, and you're like, dude, when's it gonna stop?
Yeah.
And it stops, and you're like, that's a fucking phone. It has this
They can fit in your pocket and go everywhere.
It's like, again, a camera can't touch that unless it has some high dollar expensive
$10,000 lens,
1200 millimeter lens, and then on top of that, good like digital zooming. It's like this thing fits in my pocket. But there's this one clip in that video of these guys shooting hoops. So these guys playing basketball on a basketball court, and like you can, no joke, like see it and watch it. Like it's not too grainy. It loses a little bit of quality, but it's like viewable, watchable. Like if you wanted to, you could film the basketball game from the distance he was at.
Wow. And
he starts zooming out. Dude, it zooms out so far that you can't even see the people anymore. It's so
like
far
little
away.
Ants.
Yeah, you could no shit spy on people with this thing.
Jeez.
If you're in that line of work and you need some kind of spy gadget, that better be in your like go bag with like for spy gear.
Yeah.
Because that thing...
I think that was the thing with the Huawei like phones, is they had some ridiculous magnification like that.
Yeah. So the I don't know if Apple's gonna do this, but I'm pretty sure the S20 Ultra Pro Max Super Ultra, whatever the hell it's called,
magnifier 4000 XD QR uppercase / delete.
So it has what's called a periscope lens.
Yeah.
And so on a traditional camera, if you zoom in, the lens extends, right?
Yeah.
Obviously on a phone, you can't do that because you'll have this it just wouldn't work.
You have what, nanometers or millimeters?
Yeah, millimeters.
To work with? Yeah.
Yeah. Nanometers.
I don't know.
Millimeters.
Millimeters.
So yeah, they can't have a lens on a phone that physically moves in and out.
Yeah.
Because that would get broken and you forget to zoom out and try to put it in your pocket, get cut. Yeah, it just wouldn't work. So what they have is instead of it going forward and backwards, it goes side to side now. And then they put a mirror right here. So it zooms in on the mirror.
Okay.
So now you have the capability to zoom in and out by moving side to side, but having a mirror reflect the image into the zoom. So yeah, you can picture like the zoom is moving side to side. The lens is stored up inside the camera.
Yeah.
And when it zooms, it is zooming left to right. It's extending. So that's pretty neat. That's like really clever. It makes sense though. It's like, well, we don't have to zoom in and out. We can zoom left to right, and we'll just put a mirror there, and it'll reflect the image in. So,
yeah, like your eyeball, right? Your eyeball kind of does that. The image is like upside down, and then your brain processes it.
Then it flips it around. Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, science.
Yeah. The one thing that is funny about the Pixel, though, you bring it up, is one of my buddies, his name was Sully. I don't know if I told you about him or not.
Oh, yeah, Sully.
Yeah, Sully, you know him.
Yeah.
I think this was October. It had to have been winter because it was fucking cold. I always turned on my space heater, and it would fucking kill the circuit breaker or whatever in the room. So it would be like this, and then it just lights out, and I'm like, fuck, there goes the space heater again. But it was fucking cold in my downstairs. I need to figure out the HVAC. I've been trying to. Anyways, what I'm getting at is that I think it was Generation 3 and then Generation 5 in terms of Pixel. So, like, Generation 3 of Pixels was, like, the fucking bee's knees, like Mustang kind of for a phone, right? And then, like, Generation 5 came around, and they didn't really progress forward. They kind of kicked it back in terms of, like, what the people wanted. So, like, you know, when you think of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, you're like, oh, dude, this is the best Call of Duty ever. Well, like, they make the new Call of Duty, and you're like, oh, this is ass. Like, you know, why can't we go back to that? And, like, the same with phones is, like, man, we had this great experience with the phone. Like, we are, like, 98% happy with this phone. The other 2%, we want these small, minor changes. And then as, like, the, you know, 4th and 5th generation comes, by the time the 5th comes, it's, like, 55% people like it because they took away so much and changed it too much. Kind of like what you're talking about the iPhones. Like,
yeah,
they take away too much or they change it, even the way you operate it, like the OS kind of thing. The people aren't going to like it. They're not going to buy it. And it's crazy to see within just 2 generations that happened. Because they were like, yeah, if I could just rebuy the Pixel 3 again, I would. Yeah. But I don't want that old technology kind of thing, you know? So I get to keep going back and forth with these companies. Like, is the iPhone going to give me what I want? Is the Samsung going to give it to me? Or the Pixel, which kind of sucks. Like, why can't a phone company just get it right, you know? Like, listen to us.
Yeah.
We're telling you we fucking love this phone. Just minor tweaks.
I don't know why people think that's going to happen. There's no big company that I've ever seen, whether it be phone manufacturers or video game designers, that have been like, okay, you want that? You guys want that? Well, we're going to fucking do it. And they make exactly, perfect example.
Yeah.
Battlefield 5. Who the fuck asked for that game? That game was trash.
Yeah.
Nobody asked for that. And then they got mad. They said mean things to the people that criticized it. I think some dude at EA, I don't know if he was a head honcho, I think he was. He made it in the news, so he must have been up there.
Yeah.
Said the people that were criticizing Battlefield 5 weren't smart enough or something.
Jeez.
It's like, you kind of rely on the consumer to keep your little train going.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't like talk shit to him.
Yeah, what I remember off that is they said, if you don't like it, don't buy it.
Yeah.
That's all it's like.
It's like, and everybody's like, okay, challenge accepted, man.
Yeah.
I'll gladly not buy that.
Hopefully your fucking stock drops to 0, ass clown.
Look, EA and DICE, is it still DICE? Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, I think EA has them, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
They might be a sub-company.
All they got to do is make Bad Company 3. If they just make Bad Company 3, they can, like how Call of Duty was on a
downward spiral?
Yeah. I think it started with Ghost. That game
Ghost was fucking trash.
Yeah.
Dude, the zombies on that wasn't even, it was aliens versus, like, humans.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck garbage is this? I was like, literally, who asked for this? Did some fucking 12-year-old you, like, stumble across and, like, or Times Square. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want to see in the next Call of Duty? Well, I don't know. Let me lick this lollipop. Predators, aliens, any pigs? They start making little pigs run around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's ever since Ghost, it became like I think like after Modern Warfare 2, and
It
like,
went down. Well, Black Ops 1.
Oh, yeah,
After
yeah,
that,
yeah.
it definitely went down.
Yeah, Black Ops 1 was like that was my game.
That was a
Like,
good one.
That one's almost like over Modern Warfare 2 in my mind. They were both really good.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, I just love Black Ops 1. Black Ops 2, I liked it too, not as much. And then after that, downhill. With Battlefield, after, I'll say 4. I really like 3. I really liked 4 too.
What was 4? Which one was that? Was
4
that the?
was,
Huh?
4 was it's basically the same thing as 3. A little bit better though.
I think I remember that because I remember playing the beta, but I just can't.
Yeah.
I think I'm mixing it up with the World War One.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was Battlefield 1.
Okay, my bad.
It's kind of funny seeing Battlefield 3 and 4. Like those were like the same kind of game. Just like it got a refresh and they made 4.
Yeah.
And most people like, from what I think and what I feel like I know, maybe not. People really like 3 and 4.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I'm all for 2 and 3. I don't think many people like 3 as much.
3 wasn't bad, but it didn't have. So the thing that it didn't have about 2 was the fact that I think partly it's the weapons. You couldn't quickscope as easy. You could still quickscope, right? Mm-hmm. But it was like that's what they always did. Even with Black Ops 1, like they made the quickscoping like way different.
Oh, they messed up when they did that. When it first came out, they completely sabotaged it. It was like impossible.
Exactly.
And then like, why are you gonna do that? You know, people like to play this game, and they like the quickscope.
Yeah.
They'll be like, no more quickscoping. You're in quickscoping jail.
Yeah, it's like one of those things. Like they like a prudent, good example of them not listening to the consumer. Like, oh, you really love this? No, fuck you. We're not gonna let you do this anymore. And they've actually done it even in the new Warzone, which I don't think you've played.
I played it. Play at your place.
Yeah, but I mean like over time, so like seeing it progress.
Oh.
Is like you'd have this gun and it'd be like the one. Like if you didn't use this gun, you were gonna lose, right? Like the OP gun. And they're like, oh, we gotta destroy it by making the hit instead of 40 every time it hits you, you lose 1 point. Or like I'm just being drastic, right? So like you're not gonna use that, you're gonna use some other thing, and then that becomes the next thing, and then we're gonna figure out how to balance it. And I'm like, you're just gonna keep like what is it, ring around the rosy thing? You're just gonna keep going in circles. Like just let people enjoy it and let them, enjoy that fun. And then when they start getting tired of it, that's when you can introduce like new guns that replace them. Not like, oh, we're just gonna shit on these other ones, because that happens too. Like they had this new DMR gun come in with that new Cold War game, like the newest Call of Duty.
I forgot about that game. Yeah.
And they brought the DMR in, and it like, dude, it shits on people, or it did. And then they're like, you can't do that no more. We're gonna nerf it. And then people were like, what the fuck? Like, I guess whatever, we'll use something else. And then they figured it out. And then they boosted it back up, and then they started tweaking other guns. And it was like the original problem that they had was like one of the Kilo, which is like this H&K kind of gun.
Yeah.
It's kind of only over there still. They haven't brought it over to America.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, like one of the things that people were griping about is like, hey, you haven't even fixed the Kilo. Why are you worrying about the new weapons? And it's like, just listen to what the people want. Stop thinking like what some 12-year-old on Twitter is, or even in your stupid chat saying like, hey, I got kicked because I lost 20-2 and he shit on me. Now you have to destroy your game. And it's like, oh my God, just tell little Timmy to go fucking play in the playground or something and let the real men play.
Yeah, they did a good job with Modern Warfare though. Like not Warzone. Well,
like Modern Warfare 2 and 3.
No, the newest Modern Warfare.
Oh, just the normal multiplayer.
Yeah, that game, they did a very, very good job with that, and they saved their ass, because where were they going? They had all these stupid games come out before that. It's like they needed that.
Well, think of the Advanced Warfare. Do you remember that one?
Yeah,
the exoskeleton.
I never played that,
dude.
It was garbage.
It was cancer.
Infinite Warfare. That was another one.
That one I didn't buy that one. Yeah. I said fuck that. That one, I don't know how people played it to this day.
And what's so annoying is, I mean, I don't think Sledgehammer, made Modern Warfare, the last one. Activision and Sledgehammer.
Yeah,
There's-
I'm lost on the creators now.
Yeah,
They've had so many.
They changed up.
Because Raven does Warzone.
Oh.
I don't know who the fuck that is, but they do it.
Yeah. Unless they just got rid of everybody at that company and brought in new people with new ideas, which I don't think they did. They might have got rid of a few people.
Yeah.
But then after all these shit games, just one after another, they make this masterpiece of a game. And it's like, where the fuck was this? So you guys could do this whole time?
Yeah.
It's nothing like it moves and feels. That's why I like it so much. I make it sound like I'm a gamer or something. I play it all the time. I played it. I picked up a controller and played that game all of 3 times since it's been out.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it so much. I watch YouTube videos of it every now and then. Particularly, there's a lot of people make these videos called, because this is what I like about video games.
Yeah.
They make video series of, they'll be called like 10 insane details in Modern Warfare. And it'll be like showing the insane detail and like the, particularly the gunplay.
Yeah.
Like, they'll like zoom in on things and slow it down and just show the detail they put into it. Like a few examples: if you have a M4 style weapon in there and shoot it and reload, if you slow it down and zoom in, the magazine latch actually comes out when he ejects the mag.
Yeah.
And then it goes back in, and then when he reinserts the other mag, it bounces just like it does in real life. And I never knew this, but because some of these repeat, like some videos have the same details because there's only so many details.
Yeah.
With the pistol with the compensator on it, they call it a compensator. It's a muzzle brake.
Yeah.
The gas, if you film one without a muzzle brake and then another handgun with a muzzle brake, the gas ejects correctly.
It would actually go
disperses. Out. Yeah, it shoots off to the sides.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, with a pistol without it, the gas comes out kind of normally.
The only thing that they probably have never covered, and it's like a rage thing, is you'll sit there, you'll reload, like, you know, the MP5 for that famous smack and it comes down. Yeah. Is like you'll reload it.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a magazine insert. You did the entire, like, 90% of the motion, right, of actually reloading your weapon. And then you, like, go to switch something else.
Oh, okay. I know.
And then it'll just stop and act like you never did anything.
Yeah.
And it'll bring you back to square one where you're like, oh, I got an empty weapon. I got to grab it from my freaking mag pouch, reinsert it, smack it, and then go in. And it's like, I've seen Doc, my favorite streamer. I love you, Doc. The 2-time. 1993, 1994. He's sitting there, dude, reloading like.
Yeah.
And then he's like trying to switch, play it up, and he's like, what the fuck? He gets so angry, dude. And I'm like, bro, I have been in those shoes. So, like, you're like trying to shoot, and you're like going dry, you're like click, and you're like, okay, I gotta play it up. Oh god, this guy's coming. I'm gonna go run, and then it's like, you gotta restart it over, Johnny. And then you die, and you're like, I fucking hate this game.
So there's a game. We like guns in real life too, folks, and we'll talk about that next. Actually, we're big on the 2A. So there's this game. I think it's. I don't even know the name. It's somewhat new.
Yeah.
They address that exact thing, and they're the only first-person shooter game that I've seen that correctly represents the reload stages.
Yeah.
So, like what you're saying, let's say we'll go off of an emptied handgun, bang, 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 shoot it, slide, locks to the rear, and that's it. If you switch it at the last point, if you switch weapons at that point, put it away, switch it back, the slide will be open, and then he'll drop the mag. If you switch it then, you switch it back, it'll be a Glock with a slide rack to the rear and the mag not inserted.
Yeah.
And then he'll insert the mag. If you switch it again, he'll bring out a gun with the slide lock to the rear, magazine inserted, bolt not forward, and then he'll send it home, and then you're good. So it memorizes what stage you're at.
Yeah.
And then each time you come back to it, it's at the correct point. So you're not. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You drop the mag, you put it away, you bring it back out. What, he fucking picked the empty mag up and put it back in
Yeah.
and reholster it or something? Yeah. But, I'm interested in video games, but I just don't play them. I don't have enough desire to. And plus now I feel like I'm so behind the power curve. Like when PS2 was around, you had Need for Speed loading up and you hand it to your uncle or something, the controller. He'd be like, all right, what do I do? He's like, that's how I feel now.
Really?
Yeah. And I only got out gaming I've been out gaming since Battlefield 1, so not too long ago. But I feel like I got
2017, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I got left behind. Like, I'm like, I don't even know. I would not know how to. If you handed me a PS5 controller now, I would have no clue how to even navigate through the menu, I bet.
I remember when I switched, when I got to DACA, it was, February, March time? And I switched from console, which I'd been playing since I was a fucking pup, to computer. And I'd play computer periodically because that's where, like, one of my buddies, his stepdad's been playing, like, or I should say tinkering with computers pretty much his whole life, from adult life, I should say. I don't know about whole life. It's fair to say his adult life. And we would play addicting games when that little malware website was around. Do you remember that one?
Yeah. The computer games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then eventually we started
games.
playing like these other random games, and then we started playing like FPS shooters, and then DayZ, when DayZ was at its peak then. I think it's kind of came back slowly. And then we would go back to console, right? Still console was the main thing. So I had some experience with PC, but it wasn't my main thing. And then probably within a year, I'd say, not even, probably a couple months, I got used to it so much that when I would go back to a controller, I'd be like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
You know, because it's not even necessarily the fact that, like, I can't play. It's the fact that PC, you can do so much more with the settings, like the DPI. I think you mentioned it yesterday. So, like, that's a big thing with mice is, like, I think mine's like a 1 to 16,000 DPI. So, like, the higher the DPI, the finer you can get it, right?
Something per inch.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be pixels. I don't know. I don't know. I just know it's DPI. But, like, that's its own sensitivity compared to a controller. So, like, and it's even more important, I think, in PC components than it is with, like, a PC or a PlayStation controller. So you have, like, the response time, right, is like 1 millisecond is, like, optimal for your actual display. And then you have your mice and stuff, which have, like, their own refresh, or not refresh, but it's like blanking me right now, but they're like the time it takes to send a signal. So, like, if
Latency.
Latency, yeah. So, like, if I click on my mice or my mouse and it's like a 4 millisecond, 4 ms is what it's like titled, you know, you as a PlayStation controller might have like a 3 ms. So when you hit like that fire, you're going to hit sooner than I, because it's going to, you know, go quicker. So, like, that's the thing about monitors and, like, getting to that one, and just even components is, like, it adds up along the line, right? So, like, you have your keys as your keyboard and, like, your actual click. So, like, that's why wired's better than wireless, because, like, that signal just goes. There's no, like, talk, right? It doesn't have to go and figure out where it's going. It just sends the signal. But what I'm trying to get at is, like, I feel like as a PC player, you just play, like, your true skills. Like, you could have the best components, right? But, like, when you're playing, it's going to be an actual representation of you. So, like, you might have the best PC
no
parts.
Excuses.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all
like,
you.
if you move too much, it's on you, right?
Yeah.
But as a PlayStation, like, you could be a little 5-year-old Timmy playing the game, talking to Joey next door, kind of, you know, like, hey, man, let's go play. And you just push the button and it fires. But then, like, they don't realize, like, oh, the guy's beating me maybe because he's on PC, because they do cross-platform and shit now. So it's like,
that's pretty cool, by the way.
Yeah, I think it's pretty. That's the one thing that, like, when I was a kid, I was like, man, like, all my friends had PlayStation and I had an Xbox. Like, like, PlayStation was so cool back then.
People have talked about that for a while.
Yeah,
because it makes sense. It's like, it's just a network, isn't it? Why does it matter what car I'm driving?
Yeah. Well, now it comes down to, like, the new Xbox and or PlayStation. Like, why would I buy an Xbox over a PlayStation? And it comes down to those exclusives.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, you might have Call of Duty for everything, but, like, you don't have The Last of Us for Xbox, or you don't have Halo for PlayStation, kind of thing, you know?
Look, PS2 is always going to be it, man. I was thinking about buying one where I worked last. It'd be just Look, a PS2 is so awesome. It's so simple. Did you ever have one?
I had a PlayStation 1, a
Oh,
portable PlayStation 1,
I even have that.
a PlayStation 2. My brother had a PlayStation 3. I didn't. I played it though, like fucking all the
Yeah.
time. And I had a PlayStation 4, and I stopped.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the most recent Xbox I had was the one.
Yeah, the PS2, man. That thing was awesome. Just throw a disc in there. There's no selecting, nothing. You just put it in there and it fires up. At least you hope it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
Like,
this-
have you seen
yeah.
the videos play?
Yeah. The memes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also probably created by Sony to get people to buy PS2s.
I thought PS3
No.
was the best one.
Oh yeah.
To this
Now,
day.
That
PS3.
era of consoles, like, there's no doubt that I bet the 360 and the PS3 are probably like some of the most sold consoles.
The 360 was even good for its time.
Oh yeah,
it
that
really
thing was outstanding.
Yeah. The only
'Cause
thing that you get now is the component, like how good is the component?
Yeah.
Not necessarily is this controller good or not. Because they've made so many variations of the Xbox, I think specifically. PlayStation's kind of like, you get this controller and that's it. But Xbox is like, how can I make this controller the most ergonomic, user-friendly? Like, if you're going to game, this is what you want.
Well, they did that with the PS5 controller. I watched a video on it, and the PS5.
The newest one?
Yeah, that controller is like redone, and apparently it's like really, really good.
Yeah.
It just feels, and it did something. I can't remember exactly what it did. One of the cool things is the new cool thing it does. But yeah, you want to talk about guns?
Yeah, we can.
Real life guns.
Yeah. No, I want to talk about the cartoon
Mhm.
ones.
So when do you think we get out of this deficit? Isn't that so? This is crazy to think to me. Ammunition.
Yeah.
This thing it's kind of like gasoline. Like, there's a lot of it. People use it.
Mhm.
Everybody uses it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it. How did that shit get bought up? Have you been to a gun store lately?
I haven't been to a gun.
Well-
Well, so mine here is like a mom. Like, if you could think mom and pop, this is fucking mom and pop.
Yeah.
It's literally in their house. Like, a section of their house, like their dining room, is their store.
Mm.
It's pretty legit. But I haven't been to like an actual normal gun store that you would think of since
How about
like
like a?
2019.
I was gonna say Walmart, but they
Fuck
don't-
Walmart, dude. I went there the other day to see if they had any
They don't-
like
they don't sell
ammo.
them anymore.
Nothing. Yeah. Just to see what it was like.
Yeah, and when I say how did it get all bought up, I mean like the the market got wiped out. Like,
Yeah.
my online.
It
place.
could be the shittiest fucking version of a weapon, and it's pretty much bought out.
Yeah. Even like my online store I've been buying from for years.
Yeah.
They don't have anything to even advertise.
Well, even if they do, it's fucking $1 or whatever
yeah,
around.
It's the stuff that nobody buy
Yeah.
ever, anyways. Like, if you're gonna get 223, it's like it's like, oh, I'm sorry, all we have is this match grade 79 grain stuff.
You can
that's
get
like,
1,000 rounds, but it's gonna cost you
Yeah, it'll be like-
$1,000.
yeah, it'll be like $1,200 for 1,000 rounds.
Yeah.
So it's like steel case stuff, all this Russian made stuff, man. Over the years, they just crank out millions of rounds a week, probably.
Yeah.
And that stuff all disappeared. That's insane. How, I mean, I bet they're loving it. That warehouse or that factory is probably like running warp speed right now. They crank out all that ammunition that they're trying to catch up.
Yeah, me and my wife were talking about celebrities because like she saw this specific celebrity, and he's getting canceled. He's been canceled since like last summer for legitimate reasons. And yesterday she was like, "Oh, all his stuff's on sale, like half price." And I was like, "Yeah, because he's not fucking like his stuff is dog shit. Like, not only is it dog shit, but
What?
he's only
What is it? What
It's-
is he selling?
just like makeup stuff.
Oh.
I'm not trying to get too specific. I don't give a fuck about the guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to be
I
broad.
thought we were talking about a celebrity that sold guns.
No,
I was
no,
like,
but I'm kind of
what?
going into it.
Yeah.
Is like, you know, they're trying to sell this, like, they have this huge demand, right? Same with guns. They have this huge demand, and they're like, how can we get the most money out of it? Well, we're gonna keep the demand there, right? We're gonna hype up the brand.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna say this is the most exquisite thing ever, either because we're gonna prop up the quality and say it's fucking. It took us 2 months to make one thing, so like, oh man, I'm getting something that's really good, or in part is like, hey, it's coming from me, so like, you want something that's high quality from
Yeah.
me.
Gotta
So
pay.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this product that we can make 1 million units a week. We just choose to make 20 a week because we see the demand and we see the supply. If we match the supply with the demand, we would just be making all right, and then we'd eventually die off. But if we can squeeze that supply to the demand, they're going to buy it up, and then they're going to be like, oh, well, what about this demand? What are you going to do? We'll give them 3 months, and then we'll put some more out there, and then when it sells out, whatever, fuck you, right? Like, we're not going to make more because we know what you want. They're not listening to consumer at all. Same with the guns, though, is like there's no need to stop. Like, if you think about toothbrushes or pillows or houses, you always need a fucking house. Someone's always going to buy it. A car even. Not necessarily eco-friendly or fucking trucks, but a car. We'll just narrow it down to that. As a human, there are basic needs that you have that we as humans have figured out how to make and mass produce. So for ammo, all you need is some metal, some powder, and a projectile. And you could fucking streamline it to where you can make millions of rounds a week.
That's why I'm so shocked to see that because it's not like a firearm. What's crazy is there's more. Like, I can go out and buy any type of firearm right now.
Yeah. You just can't shoot it.
I'll pay more. Yeah, but it's like, that's weird. That's a pretty intricate device. You know, it takes a lot longer to make some ammunition.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's crazy to me that, because I'd rather see something out of stock than like in stock. But guess what? It's $1 a shot now.
Yeah.
But in the case of like the one online store I go to buy ammo, they don't have anything. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. It's like, no joke. It's just not around.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's there and it's just really expensive. It's a family-owned thing.
Yeah.
But even then, even if it was expensive to them, I feel like they would, in the interest of keeping their business going.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, man, I still kick myself in the ass, dude. So, before COVID, ammunition and firearms hit like a low point. That stuff was cheap.
Is this when I was telling you about when I was buying, or no?
Yeah, it was probably around the time period. If it was before COVID.
Yeah. It was like April when I bought, remember?
April 2020 or?
Yeah.
No, because that was when COVID, that was when.
It was, but no one had caught on at that point.
Yeah.
It was like this weird, like, calm before the storm. Because I even saw, before the media even said anything,
yeah,
I was like, ammo's going to go up. Because,
Yeah.
like, it happened in 2012 when all that Sandy Hook stuff happened. And they were like, let me grab your guns or whatever. Mm-hmm. But what I'm getting at is, like, I remember I was like, man, I need to buy ammo. I was like, I keep seeing these ammo things. And I was like, in a couple months, if we're locked down, people are going to want it. They're going to think survival mode. And not even a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks later, I saw it jump up $20 to $50 more just for the same amount, same company, everything. And I was like, it's going to get worse. And I was like, I need to buy now.
Yeah.
And then within a month, it was like sold out. You can't get anything. Wait 4 months.
I got mine at. I waited too late because I wanted to get a Glock.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get one of those. At the time though, those had it was April. So it's like that same kind of era. It's like, all right, March is when COVID started kicking off in America and most of the world.
Yeah.
And even March was like April was a little too late. It wasn't
definitely
completely late because one more month, good luck.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be spending a ton of money. So I ended up getting what I wanted to get.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of all the stuff I wanted for, reasonable prices. I didn't have to pay out the ass or anything, but still, even before, like when things were completely normal in the world, that's what happened. Things were just normal in the gun world. There wasn't no, we had Republicans and no news of mass shootings going on, no panic or anything. So when there's less fear and thoughts of they're coming for the guns, we get complacent. But if you're a gun enthusiast, that's all in your favor.
In general.
Yeah, that's what you want because, dude, ammo for 5.5 or 2.23, the cheap Russian stuff.
Yeah.
Talking under 20 cents a shot, I saw. 19 cents. You can get some ARs, particularly the polymer lowered ARs, on sale for $320, which was crazy to me. I think it was like $329 for an AR.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's awesome. And it's like, I would read these advertisements too. I would take no action. I'd be like, oh, yeah, that's nice. Wow, that's cheap. I don't even say, man, that's cheap. Nah, I didn't have any desire. So, yeah, I probably should have, because it's a political thing. At this point, we understand that they want the guns. They've been saying it for years that they didn't. You can find clips on YouTube. People in power want to come for them. So, I don't know why I wasn't like, because you always knew that's going to come eventually.
Yeah, it's going to cycle.
Yeah, it's like, all right, we got these Republicans in office. There's been too much talk of like gun control. I'm just going to sit back on my ass, kick my feet up with my PBR and let it be.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, buy up anything. I did get a GOA membership. So that's one thing.
Guns of America?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a sec. I'm going to go pee. I got to go tinkle.
Oh, how dare you. He's got a weak bladder, folks. Don't trust a man with a weak bladder. A weak bladder means weak character and everything else.
Talk about 2A stuff.
So this is our second go around at this. I try to do these little about us intermissions when weak boy over there. I'm gonna take a piss in a little bit, so I better quit talking. But yeah, so we're talking about 2A stuff. Earlier we were talking about video games, all kinds of stuff. The point is we have a very vast interest in really everything. If it's out there, we'll talk about it within reason. In the description, you can hit us up. We have an email. You can email us questions or whatever, what we have opinions on, what you think are what you want to hear, if I can talk correctly. Stuff you want to hear our thoughts on. We can give advice if you want to listen to us. I don't really recommend it. We're some 20-year-old kids. We don't have the most life experience, but like I said, we'll speak on anything. So yeah, reach out to us. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time. We'll address it. What else? What else we got? I don't know how these guys do these one-man shows. Theo Vaughn, good example. The one-man shows. They just sit here and talk about whatever by themselves. I guess one day I'll have to get to that point. So this is also like a podcast about podcasts too. We watch a lot of different podcasts. You can probably tell by the actual setup of this podcast down to some of the equipment we're using that we took notes from other people. And we also reference a lot of people. So podcast on podcast, ladies and gents.
I think one of the reasons that these solo dudes...
All right, I'm going to be weak, so...
Oh, you're going to go pee?
Yeah.
Wow.
Entertain them.
Oh, well. I got a lot.
We're trying not to take these intermissions, folks, but maybe it's just not our day today.
A lot of people like script their stuff, or they're like pre-plan like what they want to talk about to make sure that it doesn't like run dry. But like that's not really what we started it with, and that's not what we wanted it to be about. Is we wanted it to be this unscripted, like just no shit, two guys talking. So that's kind of what you're going to get from us, I think, compared to other people. And it's kind of like, he was talking, stealing it from other people is like, hey, if it works, it works. Why go against the resistance? Like, why not do something that's smart? And that's been tried and proven. Going into this gun stuff, though, that we're talking about, AFRICOM, I think is the YouTube name, is really good. Iraq Veteran 8888. Military Arms Channel, or like MAC for short. Then there's Mr. Gunslinger is another one, and there's a third guy in there. I can't remember right now. I think he's like a blonde dude or a ginger. Anyways, there's a lot of good stuff out there. And with this ammo shortage, AFRICOM did a really good segment on it recently, where it was with Winchester. I think they had talked to like a spokesman from Winchester, whatever. But basically, these ammo companies have to fill these like law enforcement agency contracts that they've already had, and then they're going to give them their share because they've already like promised them or something, if I could remember the video right. And then that's when the average Joe is supposed to start receiving their kind kind of share. I mean, I'm sure they're going to start releasing, like, you know, during that process, but I think their main focus is giving it to the contracts that they're obligated to, because that means more money for them, right? Like, I know that the average American wants ammo, but it's just going to be a patience game, you know, and it's also, it has to carry over from, you know, those people in the beginning of the pandemic when they would buy all the, like, cleaning stuff, right? So if you have ammo, you know, and you're not going to shoot it, actually, I can't even say that. If you have ammo, try not to shoot it as much. Try to go for those cheaper rounds like 22 or 9 mil, even 45, I'd say is even an extreme, is because there's people out there like that are new to the 2A community that have, maybe this was their first year or last year was their first year getting a gun, and they don't have any supply. Maybe they have like a box of 50, right? Like 9 mil, for instance, or even a box of, was it 20 is the minimum for 223?
Everything you said in the past 4 minutes, I disagree with.
Oh, yeah?
Don't care. We're talking about how to conserve ammo.
Yeah, I'm just telling them like that. I told them a couple, you know, 2A channels that are really good on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
But Winchester came out with this statement, and I think it came from Africom, is that they're a gun channel, right? Is it Africom?
Africom?
Yeah, like I know it's a COCOM, but like Africom is the channel. Or Americom.
Well, I don't know.
I'll have to show you. I'm pretty sure it's Africom. It's like something com. I can't remember. But all he does is talk about 2A stuff. And like in that, he was saying like, hey, these companies like that make it, like Federal, Winchester. It might have been specifically Winchester, the one he was talking about.
Oh.
Saying that they have to uphold these contracts first, and then they're going to start giving it to the people.
Yeah.
And that's why I brought it up is like, you know, they need to keep those contracts, and they need to keep filling them because that means future contracts, right? So from a business perspective. But
yeah, if you're trying to get some Lake City ammo as a civilian, good luck. They're the you know, when you pick up any brass, any 5.56 brass, or probably really any military loading, 7.62 50 cal, it says LC on it, and then the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lake City is the manufacturers of, I guess, America's. I don't know how they keep up.
Yeah.
That's a. I don't know. The civilian market is probably larger. There's only so many people in the military. There's a lot more people in America.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I was just like saying like, hey, you know, like it is the people's, like some people's first time ever owning a gun. I mean, there was like.
Okay. Sorry, I jumped in at the end. I didn't quite hear everything.
I think it was. It could be more because the December numbers came out last month, and it was over.
Gun sales.
Yeah, how many gun sales was last year? Was it over 30 million?
So I used to read the NICS report. You know that the little background check they do.
Okay.
National Instant Check System. So the FBI reports the number of NICS inquiries.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean a gun was sold.
It just means a background check was conducted.
Yeah, which means more people were attempting to get a firearm.
Yeah.
But I know in March and April, I think it was April last year when things were really like beginning to kick off.
Yeah.
Big time. They sold the most amount of guns ever in America that month. They
kept doing it every month though. I'm pretty sure.
I haven't checked recently, but if it beat April, I'd be really impressed.
I think November or October.
Christmas
April,
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because you got to think about logistics, right? So like, more people might have caught on in like June, but the supply was not there. So it makes sense maybe in October because the supply caught up for that demand, and then it looks like, hey, April or October or whatever, when they ended up getting more of that supply, it looks bigger, but it's like, not really. It's like as soon as it came in, it was off the shelf before it even touched the shelf.
Yeah, they probably brought that stuff in whenever their shipment came in.
Yeah.
And that day it was just gone.
Yeah, they didn't even put it out, you know?
Yeah. So definitely, I'm sure it stayed true. Like the amount. It probably went up like this and then it leveled. And then around Christmas time, maybe gun sales dropped for the simple fact that there wasn't any.
I mean, if they were there, they definitely would be higher.
Yeah, like an AR is a $600 AR is probably cheap. I mean, I got an AR around Sandy Hook time.
Yeah,
and it was cheap back then. It was $650. But I bet now,
I mean, it's like $700-800 now.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like $700 for an upper, or no, $600 for an upper.
Yeah,
it's like
so it's $1,200 then, ish, $1,300.
No,
a lower and an upper, right?
No, it's because the lower is probably around $300, $200.
So almost a G.
Yeah, so your bone stock plain Jane
With
M4
nothing in
variant.
it.
Yeah. No sights, nothing special. Maybe a
Yeah, you'll be
long
lucky
hammer.
to get the M-Bus.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking 7, 8. So it's around Sandy Hook era.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's like still kicking myself, man. Those cheap ARs, they're gone. They're not gonna
Yeah.
come back either for not next 4 years. Not with this administration.
Yeah, to finish this point off is like, if you have ammo and, just know that there's people out there that don't have ammo, give them a shot to get a little bit. I mean, at the end of the day, if you have ammo and some dude, like, Civil War kicks off, World War III, whatever the hell, and you have to actually go to war or whatever, which I don't hope ever happens, that precious ammo you have is obviously going to be the life or the difference between life and death. But just kind of give some people that haven't that opportunity, but at the same time, there's going to be people out there that could give a shit and will just buy whatever's available. But going into the guns again, is China, big brother out there, doesn't want America to have guns. That's actually one of their biggest obstacles, is because so many Americans have weapons.
They don't want us to have guns.
Yeah.
Dude.
I know. It's crazy. Why would they?
By the way, I say this administration off of the facts. They are going to pass gun legislation. It's in the news.
They've been talking about it a lot lately this past week.
I'm not saying that from a politically charged standpoint. Ugh, Joe Biden. No. I don't care who it is. It's a fact. But China, they don't. What battle do you know how many there are? Will they come and take them?
Well, that's the thing is, like,
Kinda
if you
behind.
can introduce legislation, right, through the President of the United States, or you can create lobbyists that will back that. You don't know what all these lobbyists are for, right? There's so many lobbyists everywhere.
Oh, so you're saying they're kind of like influencing?
Exactly, 100%. Like,
Well, yeah.
1,000%,
Yeah.
a million.
I guess sounds a really trivial statement.
Because if you can introduce legislation that makes, 300, we'll say 350,000, or sorry, 350 million Americans. I'm sure it's gone way up now, probably 370 easily, if not more. This amount of Americans, if you can cripple their gun supply or even their ammunition, for instance, and we want to do an invasion next week, right? How much of a threat are they?
I almost feel like I think I agree with that, because like an end goal could be invasion.
Well, they have the endurance. Think about it. Like have you heard of the 100-year? I don't know what it's called. 100-year war. Can't remember. Basically, they have it to where like they can play the long game of 100 years, and by that 100 year, they will have established complete dominance. What is like the idea?
I think what they might be trying to do, and this already happens with Twitter and bots and Russia and all of our adversaries, is they want to get us riled up at each other. China they don't even have to do nothing. We'll come for the guns. And that's not like a threat, but that's just me saying, like, if you do that, it's going to rip this country apart, and militias are going to form, and it's going to be a no-shit civil war. Well, I full on believe that.
That's good. Civil war's good.
Yeah, for them. And if you're a defender of the rights and everything, which...
Yeah.
Is it... Are we the bad ones? I don't know.
Well, you got to think, like, if... So let's say you're against, or if you're for China, right? If you're for China's idea that we should not have guns, because I don't know, it leads to mass murder, which is not true. The more guns you have, the safer it actually is. It's a fact. People will disagree with me. But what I'm trying to get at is, like, if there is a civil war and we're killing, Americans are killing Americans, that's less Americans that Chinese have to kill, or their allies, for instance, if they are allied with Russia, North Korea, whoever their ally is, doesn't matter. The issue is, like, less enemies for them to kill, less red.
Yeah, so definitely advantageous in their end. But
exactly.
What do you think about, like, that's not calling for a civil war either, folks.
No.
For an uprising. Don't get it twisted. But if you look at objectively, like, Constitution shall not be infringed. And they've said it for... I say they in the context of lawmakers, we'll say. People who want to enact gun legislation. We're not taking them. We're not infringing. They'll twist it, and they twisted it because somehow it got passed.
Yeah.
at that point when it's coming to this is why I say it's not going to be. It's going to be a gradual thing. I think they're going to go after ammunition.
It's already started. If you think about it,
they're glad this.
Now that it's crippled, just keep it crippled.
Yeah. But if for whatever reason they get ballsy, and it's like knocking on doors type thing.
Yeah.
Is a civil war at that point like warranted? Because at what point are we going to get to? If that's not infringing, as it says, shall not be infringed.
Yeah.
And if you're American, I feel like you should support the Constitution.
Yeah, going back to
so
if you don't know history, you're straight up going to repeat it. Is that it's going to happen? Give it, I don't know. They're going to say it's a license thing, right? This is how it's going to be put out there when you go to Google it in a year or a couple months. Is the movie The Patriot? It's on Netflix. It's going to come off there because so many people are going to watch it and connect it, right? So it's like, I was watching Timcast, that dude I was telling you about, Tim Pool.
Yeah.
And he was saying that YouTube has done it or been a proponent of it. Is like something you say 10 years ago is against their terms and conditions today. So instead of taking what today moving forward is like put out there, they're going to go back through history, right? So like what I'm saying is I'm going to promote this movie, The Patriot, because I'm going to go into it in a sec. And 5 years, it's going to be a problem. And they're going to totally wipe that movie out of existence because their policy is going to change in that time frame. Because it talks about the revolution, right? So like part of the revolution that he brings up in the beginning is that he can't fight, or he doesn't want people to fight on his behalf because he won't go fight. And the reason he won't go fight or go to fight is because he knows that it's not going to be off in England, right? Off in Britain. It's going to be here in the USA, and it's going to be on our own land. It's not necessarily going to be like, hey, we're going to go to this park and we're going to fight there. No, it's going to literally, like how you see in the scene when his son, you know, comes in bleeding because he got like stabbed or whatever. Like they're looking out their front porch, and there's opposing side here, the freaking Americans, and opposing side B here, the English, the Brits, the Redcoats, and they're literally doing combat in front of their house. Like if that's a civil war in America, that's what it's going to be. There's not going to be designated like zones. There's not going to be some legislator that's like only fight here. No, they're going to go kill that fucking idiot, and then they're going to figure out where they want to strategically attack, right? Because that's how war is. It's not about who's right. It's about who can outperform the other. So, like, when you talk about civil war and this movie, The Patriot, it's a glaring example of why you do not want a civil war, because it's going to be on our land, our homeland, our cherished place that we've put so much time and effort in.
It's really scary too, because we're about that time too. Oh, so we'll it goes by quick.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap up this last thing, then we'll call it. But yeah, pretty nervous about it. Again, we're not condoning a civil war. Condone? Is that advocating for?
Yeah.
We're not doing that, folks. We're just exploring thoughts over here, because it's realistic, I think.
Yeah. It could easily lead into it.
Yeah. So, biggest thing I think is just be prepared, because the laws, they're already talking about it. They're coming. So it's like,
and they're gonna feed it to you like it's candy. Like, you can keep your weapons.
Yeah.
But from now on, you can't buy that again. But you can keep your weapons. Mm-hmm. It's all right.
I mean, we're past the point of it's not gonna do nothing. Nope.
Yeah.
Past that. Next 4 years, because of the repeatedly stated anti-gun, anti-2A rhetoric, it's going to be pretty tough on the 2A community.
We're going to have to take a stand.
Yeah.
A good, appropriate, non-malicious stand.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that.
I agree with that. It's rights. All right.
Yeah.
It's in the Constitution.
It was given to us.
Yeah. Anything else?
No. Thanks for tuning in. We hope to see you guys sometime this week. We'll shoot episode 3. And can't wait to see you guys there.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.